So next we have someone else who could join us. So this is Serena. So Serena is an important member of SU Women's Committee, and she has been helping us to plan for the Recruitment Night and other women's campaign. And meanwhile, she's also the organizer of campaign Resist Rape Culture, which fighting for a clearer and more accessible reporting system and calling for more support and training provided from university regarding safeguarding and mental health. So again, we are so lucky to have her join us. So please welcome Serena.
Hi, I'm Serena and I'm a first year politics and international student living on Fallowfield campus, and I organised and founded the campaign group Resist Rape Culture. Now, we've only just started out, but we've already received significant support from both the SU and the university. I'm sure many of you have seen the testimonies from the page Everyone's Invited, which has evidently shown the scale of rape culture across schools in the UK, and this is very much apparent in universities. In January 2019, 56% of university students and respondents had experienced unwanted sexual behaviour, yet only 8% reported it to the police or their uni. A clear example is from 2018 when Warwick University was in the news for the lads group chat that said rape the whole flat to teach them a lesson. I started Resist when I got fed up with how I was expected to accept that being groped on nights out was considered normal. When telling some of my male friends that I was upset, triggered, and feeling vulnerable and fragile having just been touched up, one of my girls said to me, "Serena, you've got to stop letting it affect you. It's normal for us girls. We just need to get used to it and not let it impact us." I was almost in shock by this statement and was absolutely not going to let this behaviour become normal. People cannot touch other people without consent, and this rape culture must be transformed into a consent culture. Rape is not just unwanted sex. Rape is a violation of human rights and bodily integrity, which does extensive physical, psychological, and emotional damage. Rape is not uncommon. In the EU, 1 in 20 women aged 15 plus have been raped. That's around 9 million women, and 1 in 10 women 15 plus have experienced some form of sexual violence. Rape culture isn't solely the physical aspects of groping, but also includes catcalling and the objectification and degrading comments used to describe women. I often use the example of when a woman is being harassed, the most effective way to get a man to back off is by saying, "I have a boyfriend," because men respect men before they respect women. Now, I'm scared that this is coming across very I hate men vibes, but it is important to look through a gendered lens because rape disproportionately affects women. Rape myths are based in the stereotypes of how men and women should or should not behave. In Fallowfield, it got to the point that every time I went to a flat party, I was getting touched up and groped. Every single time. And this was common with any other girl I spoke to about it. This is why when the statistic that 97% of women have been sexually harassed came out, I was not surprised at all. But dealing with this behaviour is difficult, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic. From our experiences on campus, it puts into perspective that the rape culture is common amongst our peers, as they are the ones harassing and assaulting us. It's not strangers. 90% of all acts of rape are committed by someone that the woman already knew. Yes, interesting how every woman I know has been assaulted, harassed, or raped, yet boys don't know any assaulters. I want to talk about COVID specifically because this is our experience and it's potentially different to those of other first years. The only information the uni has provided us on sex education is watching the Consent is Like Tea video on our introduction to halls, which easily could have been skipped. This is not sufficient. This is why one of our demands that we are working towards, along with Caitlin, Philippa and Alyssa from Manchester Students Against Public Sexual Harassment, is compulsory consent training for all students. Within this training, we are also working towards a bystander training so that people know how to help each other without putting themselves at risk, and also an introduction how to report assault and harassment using the university system, which can be confusing. Following the reports on Sarah Everard, it's to no surprise that women and public cannot trust the police. So educating each other and holding each other to account is the most effective way forward to address this huge issue within society. To help us with our demands, we'll be conducting an online survey, which will be anonymous, and we'll be collecting statistics and testimonies from UOM students on harassment and assault on campus. So please follow us on social media so that you can fill in the short survey when it's released. At Resist Rape Culture on Instagram and at Resist RC on Twitter. It will only take 2 to 3 minutes. Most questions are optional, all are anonymous, and it will be extremely beneficial in pushing our demand to the university. Our pilot has proved that it will be successful. When asked to define what rape culture is, one person put they weren't sure how to define it, whilst another put an environment which normalizes misogyny and unwanted sexual advances, with 67% saying they'd experienced unwanted attention and assault, and 8% being unsure. When asked if they could expand, they said on pretty much every night out, could be anything from bum being grabbed to getting kissed without warning. Many boys have touched me inappropriately without my permission on nights out, been catcalled, grabbed around the waist, slapped on my bum by someone passing through on a bike, and people putting hands up my skirt at a party. These are just a few examples. Not only this, but 83% said they did not feel safe from sexual assault on campus. When asked why, people said because of how normalized sexual assault and harassment is, especially amongst boys, because the lack of help points and support from campus security, and because they don't know how to report or who to go to first. It is clear there is a lack of awareness of rape culture, especially on campus, and to the extent of which it affects women and girls not only in Manchester, but also across the rest of the UK and the world. If these statistics and experiences stagger you, horrify you, disgust you, welcome to the fight. If these statistics don't surprise you at all, you're probably already with us. Either way, we need you. Rape culture cannot be tackled in isolated pockets because rape culture isn't isolated. Rape culture cannot be tackled by women alone because more often than not, the perpetrators are men. And rape culture cannot be tackled in secret because in secret is where rape culture thrives. Girls, get together and talk to each other. Take the survey and record your experiences. Boys, do better. Do better yourselves and do better at holding each other to account. Talk to your friends and girlfriends and sisters. If you're not sure if your behavior is a problem, it probably is. Understand, talk to your friends and brothers, challenge misogyny and challenge locker room talk. If you're worried about being a killjoy, take the hit. Do that for us because I promise you the alternative is so much worse for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Serena. The work that you're doing with Resist Rape Culture is amazing. I mean, to start that organisation up and you're only in first year, I mean, it's really amazing. So can you just remind us, how can we like follow your cause and be a part of, is it a, the form that you're doing?
Yes, so at the moment, we're still in the process of doing the survey because we need to pay so that enough people can actually fill it in and it can be beneficial. So we haven't published it yet, but we will be publishing it on our Instagram, which is @ResistRapeCulture, and on our Twitter, which is @ResistRC. And also hopefully we'll be able to get Chenzi to send it around to students and potentially flyers with QR codes.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so are you offering, what is it that you're offering with your cause then? So how are you kind of offering more statistics about sexual assault? Is it kind of going to be Fallowfield based, or is it more general?
So we're going to do it across the different campuses, so Fallowfield, Victoria Park and City as well, so not just Fallowfield. At the moment, I think it will just be first years, or we'll do it so you have to put in what year you're in, so we see if it's different based on which year and if it's improved or not. That's stuff that I need to continue to discuss with Spencer, but ultimately it's to get our own statistics for to basically encourage the uni to be look, there's an issue, because we don't want to use just generic statistics. I think it's more powerful if we have our own. And if this is successful, then I think we're going to also do it in MMU and Uni of Salford.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And I think it's definitely important to make sure that it is Fallowfield based, because obviously it is a big hub for sexual harassment, unfortunately, and for public sexual harassment as well. So I think the work that you're doing is so important in fighting against sexual harassment in the uni as well. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing, Serena.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.